Greetings, friends. It's Coleraine or Coleraine Tarot here on YouTube. My pronouns are they, them, and we are going to get right into the reading. So if you are ready, you can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, even all 7 of them. These are going to be readings diving into each different chakra point within the energetic body. You may choose by crystal, by your knowledge of the chakras and what their color significance is, or at random. It is up to you. So I will see you in each chakra group. Hi. Greetings. If you've chosen the root chakra or the red tiger's eye, this is our exploration into your root chakra. The root chakra message is for the collective. So remember, as always, this is a message for a group of people, so take what resonates. And if you are interested in my policies and ethics, please check out my policies and ethics, which are on my website at the description box below. So, root chakra. What I'm seeing for you with the Woodwives, adaptability, stars in the sky, limitless possibility. These are both from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Your root chakra wants to tell you, or the root chakra in general, wants you to know that the function of the root chakra, chakra means wheel, right, in the Sanskrit meaning of the term. And this gives it the indication that it is moving, that it has some function that takes us from one place to another, right? And the root chakra connects us to all of material creation. It connects us to our family. It connects us to the needs of our physical body. It connects us to things like clairsentience, feeling, being able to manifest. The root chakra is instrumental in our experience of life on earth. And the root chakra for the collective here, with adaptability, woodwives, and stars in the sky, limitless possibility, it feels like the more that you tap into this chakra, the more that you let it move you forward, and the more that you move with it, the more that you will see the fruits of your spirit, the fruits of your spiritual practices be experienced in your life. I'm seeing this like a bridge. The root chakra is your bridge from your spiritual body into your physical body. And so it's really important that when your root chakra is balanced, you have been taking care of yourself, connecting to plant medicines that are important for you, and we will actually get into what plant medicine might be good for you with this card. I haven't brought it out yet because I didn't want to cover the initial cards completely, but it's like doing practices that are good for your health and your well-being, and also foster these relationships that you have with the earth plane, and they're mutual and reciprocal. Sometimes we think that we can be in balance with the earth because of simply using or incorporating natural elements into our life, but we're not considering where these natural elements came from, what are the practices that are involved. And the Woodwives with adaptability is reminding us of, that sacred marriage between the body and the earth. And it's important for this relationship to be adaptable, right? For us to be able to mold and shift and change our relationship with the earth as we, use our ability to reason, our ability to observe, and our ability to exchange information. Because I feel like the earth sometimes gives us passes for ignorance, and other times really wants us to not remain in a place of ignorance about certain things. about these practices that we're engaging in and the ways that we may be contributing to polluting the earth or things like that. Let's see. Pele is also here. Light your fire. And, you know, with the red tiger's eye too, this is like prosperous, regenerative energy that's protective and assertive. So your root chakra, for some of you, I'm feeling with Pele, it's time to not only defend the things that you know, the practices that you find important, but also be able to assert things like in your personal life, around your boundaries, around how much energy or time you invest in certain arguments or certain conversations. How much time you're investing in, you know, chasing after romantic connections, things like that. There's many different ways that Pele wants to show up and tell you to light your fire. This is lighting your own fire, finding your own reason to live, finding your own... My alarm went off, so forgive the abrupt pause, but finding your own passions. And it's interesting because that was my meditation alarm. So it may be time for you to really slow down and ground yourself. And as you ground yourself, Pele is saying that your awareness will expand, and it may be uncomfortable for you to be sensitive in the way that the earth asks of you at this time, to really listen to the vibrations and the pulsations of the energy around you as you drop your spirit down into the root and anchor your soul into this body. But when you do, you will be rewarded for your sensitivity, because not only will the pain become more palpable, so will the pleasure. Let's see. This is from the hashtag Landback Tarot and Oracle Decolonization, and the archetype of your root at this moment is the Warrior of Weapons. So, yes, lighting your fire, using your voice, being able to stand up for yourself. I feel like all of you who chose this root chakra are experiencing some need to be present, assert yourself. Warrior of Weapons, they're using a microphone as their weapon. They're using, I'm almost seeing this person like emceeing, they have a key, they're hosting an event maybe. So being able to facilitate and hold space for others as you represent a voice for maybe those who are not able to communicate in a human way. And you even have the Earth card here, which is so beautiful. It's super literal. The Earth is literally reaching out to you. And with the Fox too, I feel like this is telling you that maybe it's time to question the morals or what you think is right or lawful at this time. And your root may be asking you to consider these, you know, personal laws, these moral laws that we use to govern our own lives, and maybe the broader global or national laws that we are regarding and accepting as true at this time. Yeah, let's see what else is going on in the cards. And it may be time to have some more uncomfortable conversations if it means, you know, serving the earth. And for others, I'm also feeling another message as I'm covering Pele. She's saying, oh, you're covering me. I'm just feeling that like she wants to be front and center, to be able to shine. But her energy is calling forth this like sacred destruction, almost like the way that we would view Shiva's energy. And if you're not familiar with Shiva, I would definitely look up Shiva. He's the destroyer in Hindu mythology. But Shiva and even Pele, like, she's doing some kind of dance, and there's something about, like, expressing yourself in a messy or creative or disruptive way at this time, and not to be ashamed if you are shaking some tables, like overturning some tables, kind of like how Jesus did. And I'm not talking about this in the way that I feel like people have misused this story. The reason why Jesus was overturning tables was not because he wanted to show this as an act of power, spiritually or physically. It was rage for exploitation, for oppression, for misuse of money and conflation of material wealth over spiritual wealth. And this is a lesson that I think every person who gets into New Age spirituality, who gets into some kind of spiritual journey or awakening has to go through. But maybe this is a message from your root that is about not prioritizing the material value of something over the like sentimental or spiritual value of it. So, I mean, I'm somebody who uses crystals, and I'll give this as an example, but for me, I recently like had to kind of have a wake-up call, I guess, about my own like material consumption of things like crystals, like purchasing things. You know, it's not like I was doing anything in excess and it wasn't necessarily an issue, but I realized that it was a practice that on other broader levels, like like how it's traded, how they're literally sourced from the earth, I needed to be more aware, more careful about my own consumption. So maybe that might help you, and that might be something that you're going through too. But there are other things that you can be mindful about, like your clothes, the products that you put on your body, in your body, and not from like an elitist perspective. I don't want to be, saying like if you can't afford these things, or take things as they resonate, of course, but yeah, like being more aware of how you're participating in life and what value you're giving to physical things. And I think also there's something to be said about things like having really valuable things set aside for spiritual practice. So I'm not discrediting that at all. It's just that was a personal experience that I went through recently, and it was reminding me of that. But yeah, you have the Eight of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So this is about making a plan in the material realm, weaving your web of, what businesses do I want to conduct business with. Saturn's here as well, so it's like, what karma do I want to be placing out into the world? What energy do I want? This can even be in the things that you say, in the things that you write, how these are maybe even vibrationally impacting your physical body. Like if we are, constantly repeating negative affirmations, our entire body is a vibrational vessel. So whatever word we're speaking, our body absorbs that vibration. So it's really important to, keep that in mind. Even if you're like singing along to songs and things like that, they do affect your body. The Eight of Swords too is saying that it's important to not get lost or disrupt your sense of safety by getting overly critical or overly analytical, and instead returning to the feeling. So even when you can't make a certain sacrifice, telling yourself it's okay and that things are temporary, not getting stuck in manipulations or in self-judgments and self-criticisms. Finally, this card here, all of my decks of course will be in the description below, but this card here is representing an herb that you may use at this time to connect to the root. And we have the horsetail, patience, card 35. So if you want to work with the horsetail, I know you can make it into a tea. I'm not quite sure what it's used for, but I do know that it is an indigenous medicine. You can see it there in the back. It has this really interesting kind of stripy pattern to it. But horsetail, patience. This will help you slow down, release any anxiety, and connect more to the earth as well. So thank you, root chakra. I will be moving on to the sacral. Oh, and root chakra, before you go, if you are interested in a personal reading, I do have them listed in the description box below at my website, so I hope to see you there. Greetings, group 2, I guess. The sacral chakra. So I'm going to give the disclaimer I'm going to give in every group, but the disclaimer here, of course, is that these are all filtered through my opinion, my perspective. If you want to see more about my policies and ethics, please visit my website in the description box below. You can also visit that site to book a personal reading with me and see my other services. But without further ado, we will get into this reading. So, for the sacral chakra is located around the navel, and this is, in my opinion, the seed of life. It represents our creative life force energy and is the source of our prana, our chi, and generates all of our life force energy. This is also connected, of course, to the physical systems of the womb, the reproductive system, and I also feel like it's important to mention that this is the water chakra. So this connects us to the element of water and our emotions, subconscious emotions as well. So you have the dances on 1 foot balancing act card, 9 and 19. So those are standing out to me right away, the number 9. Falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy, Aphrodite, eternal love, 3, today's future, and relax. So the sacral chakra is wanting to tell us about the ways that we are navigating complicated emotional situations, whether this be through our relationships with others, our relationships with ourselves, but there's some kind of balancing act here happening for the collective who finds this reading. And of course, this is a reading for a collective, so take the information that resonates. Dances on 1 foot. This is like rhythmic movement. In another way, this could be interpreted, because this is the Luna moth, so it does relate to this energy of the water chakra. But I'm thinking of in ancient Egyptian or Cometian beliefs, you know how a lot of the sculptures of the pharaohs, they're standing on 1 foot, like in a lot of the coffin-like tombs. Their feet are kind of blended together, almost like a mermaid. And symbolically, this represents someone who is grounded, they have all of their power manifested, they're autonomous, and they're in connection with their inner divine, right? That's what it's typically representing. So this feels like, on the one hand, yes, maybe there's something that is imbalanced, or riding back and forth between balance and imbalance. I encourage you to look up what the unbalanced or like the underactive and the overactive symptoms are for the sacral. Usually it has to do with, people pleasing, depression when it's underactive, people pleasing when it's like overactive, doing too much for others, hypersexual too, but then underactive, like depression, of course. But yeah, looking into that, so there may be some of that happening, but in the other sense, it's like trying to seek that balance, trying to manifest that power, and it feels like this is a conscious act that you've been doing. Although there may be some burnout, some exhaustion with this falling angel spiritual narcolepsy. So some of you may have been doing spiritual practices but been falling into patterns of complacency, patterns of like going with the flow but not necessarily in a conscious way, where the flow is kind of going along with the influences of others or media programming, just being influenced in ways that are not super conscious for us. But yeah, it's like you've been trying to break out of the cycle, and I think what the sacral is trying to communicate here is that it's time to lean more into love and having patience with yourself, so that you can develop a routine that is more in alignment, more conducive to experiencing your creative power, being able to be in healthy connections with others and have this healthy emotional expression and not be withholding emotions or overflowing emotions at different times and acting in ways that maybe betray the way that we really want to express things based on our spiritual principles and beliefs. Aphrodite may be a really great goddess to work with when it comes to your sacral. Maybe even teaching yourself what feels good to your body in terms of like self-pleasure. Or it can also be developing a practice of self-respect, self-acceptance. These are all themes that are highlighted in the sacral. I also feel like working with fruits is important, maybe even orange fruits, like oranges or apricots or peaches. Of course, when they're in season, maybe even mangoes I'm seeing. But there's something here about working with these fruits to enhance this energy within the body and also maybe restore certain vital nutrients. I'm also seeing carrots as being potentially important, such as just orange foods. Aphrodite's wanting you to nourish yourself and show yourself this eternal love so that you can move out of a place of spiritual narcolepsy, where you're staying asleep to certain patterns, overlooking certain energies in your life, giving people passes when maybe they should be stepping up to the plate and being more responsible. 3, today's future. This is from the hashtag Landback, Tarot and Oracle Decolonization. And again, we're seeing like a pomegranate type of imagery. I know that they're like berry picking or putting things in baskets, but it really does look like that pomegranate. So maybe pomegranates are important too. Or you may have messages in the root or the earth chakra message. But 3, today's future, 3 is another number that turns into 9. So 3s and 9s, they're really important for you. Today's future is saying that when we invest in routines, in thought patterns, in habits, in actions that connect us to where we are and what we want to do today, and as we establish these things as we move into a future and we create the future in the present, these are going to lead to new ways of being, reconnecting with healthier relationships, and things like this. Yeah, so this is about dedication and commitment through softening our practices as well. I feel like this group, whoever's here, it's just really important for you to be resting and to be, balancing work and play, care and socializing, or self-care and socializing, excuse me. So there's like lots of layers to this. relax. This takes me into this final oracle card for you here. Relax. Take some time to absorb, to bring yourself into greater acceptance, awareness, integration of the experiences you've been having. And that may be if you're not experiencing pleasure, or you're like overly seeking pleasure. This may be because you're not taking enough time to slow down. Finally, we have here the Nine of Wands from the Gotham Tarot. Yes, you're tired. Your sacral is wanting you to tune into how you've been feeling, especially if you have any health issues that are needing more of your attention. It's just time to wait at the bottom of the staircase before we climb up and go through the portal and accept a new experience. It's time to, kind of get things in order. If you're watching this as I'm posting, it may be time to really embrace the fall season, the autumn energy, where we, take stock of everything that we've already harvested, all the work that we've already done, and get ready for the rest of winter. And then again, you have another 9, so the 9 may be relevant, and I hope you're not bothered by my dog. He's just a little chatty sometimes. Just moving you over here. But yeah, it's maybe time to tend to pets, tend to friends, enjoy like camaraderie, and not be working as hard if you can help it. Yeah, because this person just looks exasperated to me. And this card can often talk about like forces taking pity on your the way that you've been like burning and processing, like how much you've had to take on. And finally here, and so sorry, before I move on, just to clarify that message, I do want to say that this is opening you up to the possibility that there are a lot of angels, God, source, other spiritual energies that are available to you at this time if you need to call on opportunities for rest and reflection. The St. John's wort here is coming through as a potential herbal ally at this time for working with the sacral. And we have here radiance as the key word. So it's time to shine your light, to work if you are experiencing symptoms of depression. There's a burning house that's standing out to me too, so I don't know if you're experiencing some kind of shifts in your home life, having hauntings or visitings. Don't be afraid from spirits. Maybe it's time to cleanse your home as well if you are worried about that, or even ingesting St. John's wort. But I will say, if you are on birth control, St. John's wort can affect that. So always, look up the proper uses, or the ways that it might interact with other things that you're taking. But in general, St. John's wort is for improving depression, bringing up our sense of confidence, our sense of curiosity and enjoyment of life. And that is really what the sacral is wanting you to remember about its function in your life. So thank you, friends. I will see you in another video. Bye. Greetings, friends who are here for the citrine, the solar plexus. This is our fire chakra. The fire chakra is located in the center of the belly, the solar plexus. It is associated with yellow. I didn't give quite as good of a description of the other chakras and the other readings, but that's okay. The solar plexus is kind of like, I think of it as the mind within the body. And it's like, we could liken this to the way that people talk about the stomach as being our second mind, responsible for producing a majority of our serotonin in the body. And spiritually, the solar plexus chakra rules over our personal willpower, our desire and drive, and ability to accomplish and establish a sense of self or an ego within this life. So what I'm feeling from the solar plexus for you, if you are asking for a message from it, I'm first looking to the citrine, which I feel like is showing me all sorts of glittery rainbows, just a beautiful, beautiful display. And I feel like it's really important at this time to show the full spectrum of your gifts and talents and try and showcase your skills in as many ways as possible. With the winter's dream, gestation period, closing door completion, and the star maiden rest, it's almost like a lot of you who are here in this collective have either just gone through a certain spiritual awakening which caused an ego death, especially with the swirling energy, or you've like left a physical location or a job, and or maybe even certain like relationships in your life have ended, and it's really been an opportunity to kind of get on the other side of a certain energy that maybe you were fighting with within your ego. It may have led to some kind of negative thought patterns or obsessive thoughts, I'm feeling, that caused a lot of anxiety to arise like within the belly, because I know sometimes the solar plexus can be the seat of where we experience like the end of the vagus nerve, so that it could have been causing like disruptions in relationships. And also for some of you, I'm hearing that you have recently decided to leave a situation that may have been somewhat abusive, or you're coming to terms with what that did for you. And so it's really important, if nothing is happening in your life, don't try and force things to happen. Regardless of, you know, what your life circumstances are, this is a message from the solar plexus in general. It's important to not rush or force things, and to also take the time to rest and integrate, reflect, and respect yourself, as the Star Maiden urges us to do, when it comes to being here in this world. Our purpose in this life isn't just what we do, it's sometimes just being here and being present and being able to witness and watch and share and observe, and even like this card shows, maybe judgment. This person has the handprint for missing and murdered indigenous peoples, in remembrance of. And so this, you know, this person may not have to say anything, but the paint that they have on their face shows that there is a battle that they are continuing to bring awareness to and resisting against. So it's time for you to sit and maybe become the judge in your life and see where you're investing your attention, investing your awareness, where you could maybe do some more research or bring in more knowledge, you know, be somebody else's witness. And it's also time to maybe take judgment of the people around you, and what their actions are showing about their true beliefs, about you know, what they feel is valuable, because our actions do show. And this chakra is all about ego and action combined. So your oracle card here is Spirit. This chakra wants you to see your ego as a chance for your spirit to manifest, and to not be so averse to the idea of having an ego. And also, if your ego's a little unstable right now, or you don't quite know who you are or what you're meant to do, it's okay, because Spirit is there to help guide you as you channel forth a new archetype, a new version of yourself, and kind of go back into like maybe the novice mentality where we're exploring, discovering, and coming into new understandings of life and what we can do here. So let's see what the tarot has to say for you. This reading's going a lot faster than the others, so There's something about your energy that's just quicker, maybe more concise, more to the point, which I'm liking. The tarot has the Seven of Cups, so it's important to not get lost in the options of what if, and also not ruminate on opportunities that you feel you have lost or have passed you by. And it's also important to use your gift of discernment at this time while you have the time to rest, reflect, and reconsider. The Seven of Cups shows, somebody making choices and seeing what is potentially on the horizon. And I'm noticing that like their hand has magic around it, and there are certain cups that have some magic coming from them. So I don't know if that's like an indication of like them manifesting these options, and maybe you are in the process of manifesting choices for yourself, or they're also eliminating certain choices potentially, because it looks like this one's just gone like poof. And so it's really important for you to be able to say no or say yes, and put your conditions out there to be negotiated, essentially. Don't just accept things as they are when you know that your value is beyond something, or you have maybe more to bring to the table that maybe wasn't considered before. And for some of you, I'm seeing if you haven't left a situation, maybe it's about asking for a raise or asking for your position to be moved within the organization, finding some other fit for your resources and your skills. Again, just your skills are really important at this time for you to acknowledge, and to not let others judge you for the way that you want to express these skills, and taking your time to find a way that is going to be authentic to you to express these skills. So we have here the skull cap. This is representing an herbal ally that can support you in connecting to the solar plexus. Of course, you can always work with the color yellow, but the skull cap here, stillness, this is emphasizing your need to incorporate more mindfulness. And again, I'm just feeling like this group is really, the collective who's here would benefit from grounding. And the skull cap, I feel like I always associate it with the inner offering because of another deck that I have, which says the skull cap of the inner offering, or skull cup of the inner offering, excuse me. So I just like that, that word just connects. It's a Buddhist deck. So the skull cup is like maybe look it up. I don't know if I'm gonna remember it fully or do it justice, but I know that the skull cup of the inner offering is like using meditation practice as an offering of the inner self to spirit. And yeah, the astrological rulers of this are Pluto and Saturn. So definitely this is some intense energy. And the Scorpion is here, which would be connected to Scorpio and Pluto. And there's like a timers on either side. Looks like keys and bones and such. So it's definitely about flowing with the timing that works for you. Not compromising on being treated with the respect, at least, that you deserve. It's not about, the egoic struggle of like, I'm better than everyone and pay attention to me and I'm so unique. It's like basic human respect when we're like in groups with like multiple individuals that all have needs. So taking time in stillness to just connect with how you want to define your sense of self, and maybe even transform out of these times of reflection and rest. So that is all I'm seeing for you, beautiful solar plexus. I'm going to move on to the heart, and I hope to see you in another video, my friend. Bye. Thank you. Greetings, heart chakra group. If you selected the heart chakra, this is your reading. And could spirit be any more literal with us today? The heart chakra is the Sanskrit word, of course, of chakra means wheel, so it's something that moves. It's something that is not static, but it generates energy, and it allows energy to be expelled as well. So the heart chakra is the air chakra. It's represented by the color green, and connects us to our emotions, and is also the seat of the soul in this lifetime. So the heart chakra is where we incarnate into the body, and we connect with our spirit. Now, your heart here, or the collective, of course, take what resonates, is being represented by the drifter experiencing life as it comes, Mary Magdalene, the sacred marriage, the Three of Weapons, or Three of Swords, and Mucuna, journey. I'm going to have to look at the guidebook for this one. This is an herbal ally that can support your connection to the heart. We have nature and the Ten of Wands. So, your heart is somewhat burdened, and there are some past hurts affecting your ability to give and receive love, because that is the primary function of the heart chakra. I definitely would look up underactive heart chakra and see what the symptoms of that are. Oftentimes it's like withholding our ability to trust others, not being able to feel connected or safe, feeling like there is not a lot of love in our life, things like that. And I hope my background noises are not bothering you. I live with other people and I can't really control what's going on. So, but that may be another aspect of this. It's like feeling like you can't get away from the kind of stuff that other people are imposing onto you through relationship. And so it may be that there are certain aspects of traumatic karmic cycles that are repeating the trauma in your life over and over. For this group, if you are here, I would recommend finding some type of healing practice, or becoming your own healer through getting more connected with people, where it's maybe not about a personal connection, but it is about getting yourself balanced and comfortable and safe, being connected to who you are on an emotional level, as well as a spiritual level. The Drifter card is giving the indication that your heart has been kind of pulled in many directions, not really knowing where you belong or where you fit in, but it also feels like this is a potentially helpful practice for you to continuously release, and not have to hold on super tightly to experiences, being able to kind of master detachment. And that is something that is connected to the air element. It's like allowing us to be malleable, be flexible, be able to mold into the environment that we're in, and to master the subtle senses. So this is something that your heart is wanting to enhance more if you've been working with spiritual gifts as well. Maybe even, mastering things like astral projection, being able to connect with telepathy, things that are kind of more delegated to the areas of the mind, and communicative expression, right? So Mary Magdalene with the Sacred Marriage, this card I actually just pulled for someone who is a dear friend, and when I read the guidebook description of this card, Mary is bringing you into an acknowledgement of self-sovereignty as being your own twin flame. So some of you may have, been dealing with something that you regard as related to a twin flame journey, or you are kind of recovering from that. I personally don't resonate with the concept of the twin flame. I used to, but I felt like it was kind of born out of more wounded aspects of the human collective relating to, you know, like being like the one, and love bombing and abuse and attachment styles that aren't necessarily like super healthy. So yeah, maybe this is something that you've been kind of overcoming and trying to like unpattern within yourself, this idea of like only one person is right for me and I'm going to be able to know who they are as soon as I meet them, and these kind of like wild fantasies that people often have about love. But this is also representing like, if you do want to experience these healthier connections and secure attachments with others in this lifetime, finding a deep and meaningful connection to yourself first, and having a devoted relationship to your heart and the needs of your heart through the wisdom of spiritual practice, because Mary Magdalene is the Sophia, the wisdom keeper. She also sees through the realms of truth, and finds her own truth and defends that truth from within. Yeah, the Three of Weapons is just kind of what I was just talking about these like wounds of the past, but it looks like these woundings are still existing in the heart space, and so it's time to really start addressing these and finding ways to heal. Nature has this owl sitting on the moon that is on the floor while there's still a moon in the sky. So there's like something about grounding your emotions and your intuition through reopening the heart chakra. Definitely go and look for heart chakra meditations, even Reiki sessions that are around heart healing. I have some on my channel as well if you're interested. But it's definitely important for you to open this, because when we open the heart chakra and we work really consciously with the heart, it allows us to connect to our psychic and spiritual gifts. And nature is talking about you being in your own nature. I also always see Mary Magdalene as being a medium like figure, and so it's really important for you to connect into the heart space and to continue to be doing these clearings. And I would say for you, if you're here, this would be a daily practice. And the Ten of Wands, of course, is just showing more of that burdening that's maybe related to the thoughts that we're constantly entertaining related to past hurts and abuses, and like even potentially like reaffirming those abuses by repeating the things that others who did not have our best interests in mind told us, so that our heart like continues to believe these things as true. So it's important to like rewire what your true nature is, and maybe even connect to nature to help you to release some of these things that are built up in the heart. I'm going to look in the guidebook for Micuna. This is card 16, which adds to 7, which is all about finding your own personal spiritual journey. And 6s, in my opinion, are about overcoming challenges. So this is like the individual overcoming challenges to come into bliss, into spiritual understanding. So upright, this is a straight state of transition, leaving behind what is familiar, moving toward the unknown, connection to a higher mind, and trusting higher consciousness. So it says the large velvet beans of Micuna, also called Nescafe, have been roasted and ground to make a coffee substitute for hundreds of years, but the plant was used in traditional healing remedies for thousands of years before that. In Ayurvedic medicine, it's known as kapikachu and used to treat parasites, stress, anxiety, rheumatic disorders, menstrual issues, diabetes, and even cancer. In India, it is considered an aphrodisiac, menstrual promoter, uterine stimulant, nerve tonic, and blood purifier. Blood purifier for the heart. That's very interesting. In traditional Chinese medicine and Taoist herbal tradition, Micuna was categorized as a vital essence or jing, enhancing herb. Plants that fall into this category are immensely rejuvenating. Mucuna has a deeply restorative effect on the brain, nervous system, and hormonal systems. It is believed that Jing leaks as we age or suffer a lot of stress, like the heart is showing, but plants like the mucuna replenish it. So it's important for you to replenish this vital energy even if you don't work with this particular medicine. Modern studies have identified mucuna pruriens as an alternative treatment for Parkinson's disease. Its naturally occurring high concentration of L-dopa causes the brain to release dopamine, stimulating the pituitary gland to produce human growth hormone and raise testosterone levels. Mucuna is ruled both by Mercury and Uranus, as many of its chemical aspects stimulate key neurotransmitters in the brain, also known as the molecules of higher consciousness. It directly ignites the pineal gland, also known as the third eye or the seat of the soul. Maybe you want to see that reading as well. Mucuna energizes and activates subtle pathways in the body-mind, becoming one of nature's greatest consciousness-enhancing plants. The guidance for this card says, you may be in a state of transition, about to leave familiar territory and initiate a new journey. Something in your gut is telling you it's time for a shift, to enter a new physical space and or field of awareness. The powers of both Mercury and Uranus oftentimes appear as spontaneous opportunities out of the blue. This is the power of the higher mind, magnetizing opportunities that match your spirit's frequency. The frequency of the physical body comes from the heartbeat, right? Don't resist the journey in the name of comfort. The overwhelming rush of emotions that rise before big opportunities is signaling opportunities for growth. While the waters might seem turbulent at times, the sea of opportunities ahead will be tranquil. Let go of whatever is holding you back, be it from the past or present, and hold your gaze steadily into your future self. And that is all I am receiving for you, Heart Chakra group. Thank you so very much for being here. I want to thank every other force in the universe that brought us together for this reading today. And I will see you in another video, my friend. If you are interested in a personal reading, I have those available in my website at the description box below. Bye. Greetings, my throat chakra group. This is your reading if you selected the sodalite and the throat chakra. So sodalite is for focusing the mind and being able to communicate clearly, honestly, and openly, not only in our own thoughts, but also through the way we literally speak. And I feel like sodalite in particular is used for strength and resilience. So there's something here about the throat chakra that is trying to show you your own resilience. And we literally have here the High Priest of Atlantis chakra healing. So maybe all of the healing within your own chakra bodies has to do with your throat. So for some of you, this can be, listening to things that are from other people's throats, whether it be speeches or even songs or music that may be from like instruments. But there's definitely something here where activating the throat is going to bring in a lot of healing in the other chakras within your body. You also have Imhotep, visionary, and Imhotep actually was a human who was a priest in Egypt or Kemet and became a god through devoted practice and spiritual awakening. So Imhotep actually may help you use the throat chakra for deeper perception and awareness, because the throat chakra is not only about communication, it's also about receiving communication and listening and understanding. So Imhotep wants to help you to use the throat for vision, to create new pathways and new ways of expressing, and even this can be like using new words, research as well. And I'm just seeing somebody like participating in like pop culture, like networking or something. So it's like developing new like cultural paradigms, I feel. The Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain, is also talking about your throat chakra wants you to be more connected to your pain. I'm like seeing the blues here as like a literal thing, like having the blues, it's time to use your throat, use your voice as a potential healing method in the body. So I was talking about this, I believe, in the sacral reading, but we were talking about how, actually it may have been the root, but using the throat is actually a potential way to create vibrations through the body and to embody a vibration. So one time I was having a particularly challenging time. It was around an eclipse, of course, and I was sitting and I just felt the directive from one of my spirit guides to begin to hum at different frequencies and envision different light, like colored light energies going into different chakra points in my body. And this is totally reminding me of the High Priest of Atlantis with chakra healing. So you could either use crystals, you can also use sound, of course, because it's definitely coming up, to just bring in this like literal vibration into the body. We have here the Scout of Drums, and in this deck, drums is the earth. So the Scout is somebody who is, surveying, making sure that an environment or a disposition of a group is protected, that they have all the provisions met, that things are, running smoothly. They scout out the situation. And the Scout of Drums is, again, harping on that like vibrational energy of like sound healing. But they're also pointing out to the way that you can survey your patterns using your vision to set up certain systems that will help you be more efficient. The way that I'm seeing this is like, if you look throughout your home, like, are things organized in a way that makes it easier for you to do a task quickly? Do you have your stirring spoons right next to your food, or not your food, I guess your food, like when it's on the stove. But do you have your stirring spoons right next to the stove, or are they like across the room in a drawer, like completely thrown together with like knives and other things that you wouldn't be using? It's like little things like that can really help you to minimize stress and not have to like be frustrated with small aspects of your life. We also have the oracle card Soulful over here with like a little fledgling owl, and it looks like a bee. So there's something here about your throat chakra trying to show you more of your soul's truth and helping you to express yourself from a soulful place. Whether this be through using your voice for something, like singing, or, giving speeches in a way that represents who you are on a soul level. So, yeah, I think that's all that card is having me say. But definitely the throat chakra for a lot of you is like activating an aspect of your soul being here in this world. And if you didn't watch the heart chakra reading before this, the heart chakra is actually, I describe as the seat of the soul. And so, and I've heard it in other places as well. I'm not remembering exactly where, but it's commonly described as that. And so it's like the throat is a place of manifesting that soul into the earth, and being able to anchor in ideas, visions that we have, things like that. So let's see, your final two cards, you have the Three of Pentacles. So definitely wanting to lay down some kind of roots, do something like physically, your throat is wanting to let you know. Make physical changes where you're working together with people. So if you've been thinking about proposing an idea, reaching out to somebody, connecting deeper with someone to move forward in a practice or with a project, definitely do that at this time. And finally, an herbal ally that you can use to work with the throat chakra. Love that there's this blue butterfly here, so that might be a symbol to you. Is the kava kava. which says community, card 48. So it's definitely time for you to start connecting to others. My cat is even getting up and joining us for this reading right now. So definitely make friends, maintain your friendships, bring others around, especially if you have been in the process of transmuting pain. Just speak to others about what you've been going through, and it may bring through some of this healing that you've been looking for. And you may find that you have a common vision with those who may be able to help you enact this vision at this time, especially since this is ruled by Pluto and the moon. So this is about like collective movements, as well as the moon kind of representing like the ocean of humanity, the ocean of the human collective and the emotions that reside there. So that is all I'm seeing for you. If you chose the throat chakra, I'm not surprised my chatty cat is over here. I'm sending you so much love. I want to thank every other force in the universe that brought us together for this reading. If you are interested in seeing my policies and ethics, in understanding more about how I conduct personal readings, that is available at my website in the description below. Otherwise, I will see you in another video. Bye. Greetings. The brow chakra, the ajna chakra. My cat's really getting in here for yours. The third eye chakra reading. This is the indigo chakra, and this chakra rules our spiritual sight, the ability to envision our spiritual truths and see with discernment and clarity, maybe beyond what the 3D reality is trying to show us. This is about true sight. Yeah. So, and I don't think that this is connected to an element. My cat is really wanting to get into your reading, which is funny. So I don't know if you have a cat that may be connected to your third eye. They may be seeing or perceiving something that you're not. Because I do believe cats are protectors in the astral. So maybe keep that in mind. But yeah, your third eye here for the collective. So remember, this is for a group of people, and take what resonates for you, of course. But for this collective, I'm feeling that the third eye with the stranger card here. Sorry, my cat's pulling on the blanket. Thoth, the divine masculine. Damiana, the beloved. This is the herbal ally that you might use to work with the third eye. The devil, balance, and the four of swords. These are all coming together to show that your third eye is at work at the moment. So if you've stumbled upon this video and chosen this, you've definitely gone through at least a few spiritual awakenings, and you're used to using your third eye at this point. Thoth is coming through to offer support in activating the third eye even further, and Thoth is the Egyptian or Cometian deity of wisdom, of spiritual transcription. Whoa! That was so weird. My cat just got scared. She is like really involved in your reading, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I don't know if like things are disrupting you or scaring you, like what you're perceiving or what you're seeing. Maybe you're physically seeing spirits or things like that. But don't be afraid. You have support in the spiritual realms. And everything at the end of the day is God. So, well, or whatever you see God as, source, divine creator, whatever. Everything is part of that. And our distinctions are what we rise above when we are working with balancing and activating the third eye. And so it's important to not be afraid of what you perceive. The heron is standing out to me too, so that may be an important sign for the third eye for you. It may be that you are feeling like a stranger in your life, that your curiosity has gotten the best of you, especially with cats, can really represent curiosity. And what I mean by it's gotten the best of you is that sometimes we can trick ourselves into believing in fear and falling back into a dualistic mindset, even after we've had awakenings. And this obstructs our third eye. And so it's really important to pay attention to what you're doing in the dream realm, how you're feeling day to day, like on a spirit level, beyond just your physical body. And tuning into what you're putting into your mind, what you're putting into your consciousness as well. Damiana, being the beloved, as a plant ally you can use to enhance the third eye. This is an herb that is about activating like spiritual love. I know you can do more research on this herb. I'm not too knowledgeable. I haven't worked with it as much. But with the crow here showing up, this is definitely about opening your eyes to truth. And Venus and Pluto together are both about value, power, and again, like visionary and care. So it's important for you to be taking full scope, like a full look at the entire scope of a situation, everything in your life, and not overlooking details just because they might not be convenient. We also have the iolite here. I know that iolite was used in Viking times, I believe, as like a navigation stone. So this is important to connect you to that third eye energy and help you to navigate properly through not having our sight corrupted or influenced or manipulated unnecessarily. I'm also noticing that there are angel wings on this card, so Damiana may help connect you to angelic wisdom, angelic guidance, and the angels can definitely open your eyes to truths. We have the devil here, and it's showing like a Native American choking out a white priest or missionary. If you know anything about the history, I won't have to explain this image to you. But if you don't, please don't be alarmed. Maybe just look into like boarding schools and stuff. But anyway, the devil here is representing like having, like trusting a force outside of yourself that is still human, that still makes human mistakes. So for some of you, this may be spiritual teachers, and for others of you, this is like religious paradigms that it's important for you to break out of in order to truly balance the third eye and move out of these dualistic perspectives. Because even religions like Buddhism, which are non-dual, they can still fall into the traps of dualism in practice. So it's really important to not put other people's opinions above our own. That can be a devil in our life. Balance. The third eye really wants you to cultivate balance, and I keep noticing the pine tree because it's present in both of these, so that may be another plant ally that you may have easier access to. But the pine tree literally is like the pineal gland. It represents awakening, and it's a very ancient tree. And so there may be a message there, even in the pine cone for you. But it's definitely important for you to be balancing times of rest, times of meditation, times of contemplation, times of reflection, and times where you're taking in information, consuming, and interpreting. Finally, here we have the Four of Swords. Your third eye is asking you for more time to reflect and rest, not overloading your discernment, and not taking too little time in between, like seeing different people in your life. It's just really about taking time to reflect and process for this chakra. That is all I am seeing for you, my lovely third eye chakra group. Thank you so very much for being here. I want to thank every other force in the universe that came together for this reading. If you are interested in a personal reading, I have them available in the description box below at my website. Otherwise, I will see you in another video, my friend. Bye. Greetings, my final, last but not least, beautiful crown chakra group. this is your reading if you selected the amethyst as well. So the crown chakra is our gateway to the heavens. It is our gateway to our cosmic consciousness. It is our channel for receiving information from divine sources and into the mental body. Even if you don't want to see it as a spiritual thing, the crown chakra is where, you know, we think, where we process, where we have conscious control in our life. Yeah, so this is a space of deep mystery and deep awareness. The amethyst in particular is for releasing negative influences on the mind, helping to connect you to wisdom, and helping you to channel with clarity and grounded understanding, as well as expanded awareness. So maybe working with amethyst would be good for you if you're interested and you resonate with this reading. Of course, this reading is for a collective or a group of individuals, so please, you know, use your discernment and understand what's meant for you, I guess. Also, if you are interested in my ethics and policies, please check out the description box for my website. I also have personal readings available there as well, if you are interested. So let's see more about what your crown chakra is trying to say. So the crown chakra means wheel, so it turns, it moves, and it expresses and directs energy. And the crown is associated with the color purple, and it's located at the very top of the head. So you have here Kane, life force energy. I believe this would be a Hawaiian deity, maybe connected to rainbows. And the crown chakra can also be associated with the color white and gold. And white is like for all spectrums of light. So this may mean that there's a lot of rainbows at the crown for you. I'm also feeling like for some of you with these tattoos, there's like certain symbols that are on your body that may be connected to the crown, or they may be activating the crown. Maybe you have like a tattoo at the back of your neck or around your ears, or you've been thinking about getting one, and it might activate something for the crown chakra or protect something for you. I'm also feeling like if you have any other tattoos that are specifically related to the crown chakra, they may serve as like talismans of protection for your body. Life force energy, though, is showing too that you have access to bringing in more life force energy. I'm thinking about like the use of Reiki. Reiki may be really influential for your crown chakra if it's overactive or underactive. And you can go and look for the symptoms of those in your own time. But definitely, even like wearing things on your head may enhance your ability to bring through more life force energy through your crown, and to think through certain problems that you've been having and connect more. Because what the crown does for us is it connects us to the unity of all life and puts us into that non-ego based role of what can I do in this lifetime to connect with the collective. So Sky Bridge, possibility for union, and Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing are showing that your crown is wanting to give you a remembrance of its ability to bring through miraculous insight, miraculous energy, and to trust more in the miracles of life. This is about bridging heaven and earth and being able to use prayer, meditation, chanting, things like this to bring in spiritual healing and spiritual insight in your life. Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing is saying that you will be activated in the crown at the times when it is important for you to use this gift, and it may be less active in other times where you need to be working with other chakras. But that does not mean that the crown is not still working. Even if you're having kind of like a mental fog or just a day where it feels like things are kind of slow, it's okay. The wheel keeps turning, and the right time will happen. The Scout of Weapons is showing that this is the archetype of your crown, and I love that there is a graduation cap on the top of the head of this person. So again, another crowning of some kind, and this is showing that there is wisdom, and maybe even some of you are interested in going into academics and connecting to the energy of being a scholar, sharing your wisdom, sharing your research, sharing your knowledge through traditional forms of writing, or even publishing work, or even for some of you going back to school or going and teaching others what you know. And I like that there's purple and blue on the skulls. I think that's what it's called, that the person is wearing. So this is even representing that maybe your crown chakra will be enhanced or activated through knowledge and scholarship. Finally, you have over here the Imagine card with an owl landing on the moon, and they're holding a key. So your crown chakra is asking for you to take more time to imagine things, to be in the realm of uncertainty, the realm of possibility. My cat is affirming this. And taking the time to play. My cat is a very playful cat, so she's definitely affirming that. Let's see your final messages. We have the Temperance card and the cat's claw. So cats are important for you. It says purification. This is a potential herbal ally at this time. And this looks like a Black Panther, actually. This actually looks like Chapa, who is the Black Panther in Maya and the Three, which is on Netflix right now. It's pretty good. Definitely watch it if you enjoy animated films. But cat's claw for purification. This is saying that your crown chakra would like some cleansing, maybe from the things that you've been watching, like I just mentioned, a TV show, maybe the things that you've been thinking about, or again, like the spiritual practices that maybe you've been engaging in. They may need a timeout, especially with this rainbow and the fact that Kane is in a waterfall. I definitely am feeling like it is important to ask for some spiritual purification. This is beyond just physical. I definitely feel like showering would be important for you, like taking a spiritual shower rather than just, a regular one. The moon, the crescent moon, I'm seeing that being repeated here, so that may be an important symbol for you, or you can draw this using Reiki into the crown. That may be helpful. I'm also just feeling like Reiki in general is going to be supportive of you at this time. But with the Temperance card, this is showing that it's time for some spiritual healing along with this purification, time for rebalancing. And again, the rainbow is showing up. So rainbows are really important, being like that sky bridge. So maybe even using light therapy would be helpful, like rainbow lights, or putting up some kind of sun catcher in your room or something, or in your car. Yeah, but I think that's all I'm getting for you, Crown Chakra group. I want to thank every other force in the universe that brought us together for this reading. I want to thank you for being here. And if you are interested in a personal reading, I have that available at my website in the description below. But otherwise, I will see you in another reading, my friend.